What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're covering the European Grand Prix, round number 8 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix Season 2. It's been a little while since I've uploaded an F1 2016 video, and I sincerely apologize about that. I've just been caught up in the Forza Horizon 3 hype. I've really enjoyed playing that game and also recording it as well. So if you guys haven't seen those videos, I recommend you go check them out. It's a bit of fun, and hopefully you guys do go on to enjoy that. So here we are for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, going through practice now. I will say now that this is supposed to be, according to previous results, supposed to be a track that is going to be OP for the AI. So I'm not expecting any kind of miracles here. Not expecting to win this race or get on the podium or anything like that. We passed all of the Friday practice objectives, apart from the qualifying pace. For whatever reason, yeah, just the AI are really quick here, and as a consequence, the target time set by the team as well are really hard to achieve as well. So that's the end of practice. Not too bad, actually, still inside the top 10, so the pace is there. It's time now for qualifying.
The circuit has rubbed in with practice, but this is still going to be a difficult session for our drivers as they fight for pole position. Welcome to qualifying here in Azerbaijan.
So as we grid up for qualifying now, we've got an interesting prospect ahead of us. We didn't do too well in Season 1. Today, I'd love to make amends and really do well, put us in a really good qualifying position for this European Grand Prix. Qualifying 1, first session went pretty well. We ended up in P6 there. But as the session finished, bumped down to P10. That was really only a one-lap flyer there, just getting myself through to qualifying 2. It was really a no-nonsense kind of a session. So qualifying 2 now, my very first run in this session. I'm running with a used set of super soft compounds. The tyres that I used in Q1, I'm using them again for the start of this one. I know that if I put in a banker and then go again on a brand new set of tyres, I can easily beat my time in the second run in qualifying. So with qualifying 2, you always start on the tyre that you set your fastest time on if you make it through to qualifying 3, and that's what we're going to go ahead and try to do there. But PASCAL Wehrlein, following him through on his lap, goes to pole position, or first place, in qualifying 2 so far. Absolutely outstanding effort to get to the front of the grid. That was really confidence inspiring for me, knowing that the pace is in the car. But like I said, this is a very strong track for the AI, so we'll have to wait and see what we can do. Fresh tyres now, 3 laps worth of fuel, so essentially just one flying lap, and we're in P14 at the moment. But the good thing is for us, we're a second up on our previous best lap, so it's looking good at the moment to really solidify our position inside the top 10. Just got to nail this final sector now, which is, yeah, what you're seeing through here with this clip, going from the middle sector through the castle section right up to the finish line. That half of the lap is really, like, fun and rewarding for me to drive. I really enjoy that section of the track. But either way, open the DRS on this massively long straight here, and you can almost, you know, have a sit down, have a think of your race strategy by the time you get to the braking zone of turn 1. But we come up to the line, improved by 1.2 seconds, and we go inside the top 4 there. Very nice effort there in qualifying 2. We'll be starting on those super soft tyres for the race, a different strategy that I've gone for as of late. I normally start on the kind of the soft compound tyres, but today we're going for a no-nonsense kind of a weekend. Here we are for qualifying number 3 now. Unfortunately, because I've used both of my super soft sets of tyres, I can only use the one brand new set, the free set that we get from FIA, if we make it into qualifying 3. So only doing the one run today. And yeah, we'll see how we can go with this one. 2 minutes to go in the session. I've left this one quite late. Waited for the track to rubber up a little bit more. Daniel Ricciardo at the moment has pole position, provisional pole position. I think we're about 7/10 down through the first sector, but that's okay, because I think this car shines through the second and third sectors. So we'll have to wait and see what we can conjure up in terms of lap time, and see where we end up for this European Grand Prix grid. And it's going to be interesting as well to see where PASCAL ends up as well, going through this corner. Really tight through there. It's very hard to, you know, avoid corner cutting, but at the same time avoid hitting the wall on the exit. It's very, very tight through there. Off camber can really catch you out in the race sometimes if you're not really concentrating. But anyway, we're going through the final sequence of corners, final corner actually, as we run up to this massively long straight. Once again, this is going to be a hot spot for overtaking in the race, especially in the first few laps. Up to the line, I'm not too sure if this is going to be pole position. It's not, but it's P6. And an okay lap. Not too bad, could have been worse. For a track that we're not supposed to be too strong at, I will definitely take P6. And PASCAL Wehrlein underperforming a little bit versus what his qualifying 2 effort was there. So the Manners line up in P5 and 6. We're on the 3rd row of the grid for the European Grand Prix. We've got a upgraded engine. I feel like we're one of the fastest cars in a straight line now, so I feel like we could be a real threat for this race in the European Grand Prix. I'm quietly confident about this one. So without further ado, let's get into this race for the European Grand Prix.
From Ayrton Senna's famous Donington win in 1993 to Stuart Grand Prix's only victory with Johnny Herbert at the Nürburgring, the European Grand Prix has some special entries into the Motorsport Hall of Fame. But it's time now to create new legends and new memories here on the shores of the Caspian Sea.
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
So here we are, guys, on the grid of the European Grand Prix. You can see weather doesn't look to be too much of a factor today. Looks like we hopefully won't get any rain today. In terms of the race strategy, it looks like we're going to be doing a one-stop. I'm not too... I don't know. I don't fancy the one-stop, to be fair. Like, the two-stop there looks much more attractive. Only 2 seconds slower in terms of a race finishing time, and you get to run the softer compound tyres for the majority of the race. So I decided to change things up a little bit. We're going to start on the super soft tyres and go super softs again, and then go softs to finish off this race. Change it up a little bit. Hopefully that can be the winning strategy, especially with the high chance of safety car. Away we go for this European Grand Prix. Heading into turn 1, you can see PASCAL Wehrlein moves to the middle of the racetrack in an effort to make up some positions. Contact between myself and my teammate. Thankfully enough though, it was only like a light brush, but we move into position 5. Pretty calm start so far, no incidents really to speak of. It's been a pretty conservative start there, apart from the contact there with our teammate. But up the inside of Kimi Räikkönen there, turns to the outside for the next corner, and we should be able to out-traction him there, and we managed to do so. If PASCAL was brave, he'd have a look up the inside there, but I don't think he was willing to do that on the first lap. Now going through turn 8 for the first time, the castle section. There's no incidents for us, but are there going to be incidents for cars further afield? I don't think there was, to be fair. Sometimes it's a little bit line bull as to what might happen, but we head on to the DRS straight, start-finish straight. We fly past Max Verstappen, as I predicted heading into this race. You know, up against the Red Bulls, the Renault-powered cars, and also to some degree the Ferrari-powered cars. We should really fancy ourselves in a straight line versus some of these guys running with higher downforce. Now heading into turn 3 now, on the exit of turn... No, it's actually turn 2, sorry. You can see Ricciardo and also Vettel were getting a bit racy there, and now we're going to use the slipstream. Ricciardo has moved over in the braking zone. We've chipped off our front wing, and now we've got some orange coloured damage to our front wing. That's going to hamper our performance there, but yeah, Ricciardo just last minute, probably didn't see me there, pulls out to the inside there to try and make a move on Vettel. And yeah, we've lost a significant part of our front wing there. Definitely going to hamper our performance going through high-speed corners. Thankfully though, Baku doesn't really have too many high-speed corners apart from these next 2 left-handers coming up, and in the very fast right-hander in the final corner. So hopefully it won't hurt us too much. But at the moment, Ricciardo, what are you doing, fella? He's on the soft compound tyres, but he's just going so slowly at the moment. He's lost so much time to Vettel. I just wonder if there's a problem with Ricciardo's car at the moment. The engineer did say that Ricciardo was going slowly, so I'm not too sure what the issue is there. We pass him up the inside there with ease. This is going to be a troublesome spot. Had to shift down there to 6th gear. Now normally in qualifying, that's a full flat-out corner in 8th gear. But yeah, interesting to note that we had to back off there. In the mid-pack here, you can say, well, not the mid-pack, but this is the battle for 3rd place. Literally everyone inside the top 10 there is battling for that position. And PASCAL Wehrlein moves himself into 3rd place with that Mercedes OP straight line speed. And look at this. This is Daniel Ricciardo, who was a little bit slow, like I said, getting absolutely mugged by everyone. You know, Hamilton, Verstappen, Raikkonen, everyone. You name a driver, they were trying to pass Ricciardo on that straight right there. Lap 4 now, you can see, even with our damaged front wing, we're going pretty well at the moment. We're going purple to the middle sector, having to back off a little bit again through that final corner. But overall, the pace seems to be there, especially in a straight line. You can't question the Manners straight line speed OP around this track, and it delivers us a fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 44.7, and that was really confidence inspiring for me there. But Sergio Perez just seconds later went faster than me there, probably in slipstream himself. And now that it's lap 5, a lot of cars have settled into a rhythm, settled into a groove, and really starting to find their feet now. One of those drivers includes my teammate Pascal Wehrlein, who then sets the fastest lap of the race in my slipstream. So here, I had to put my my team cap on here. In the past, in the last few rounds, I've been way too racy up against Pascal. Sometimes you've just got to pick your battles, and today I really don't think this is a battle worth fighting. We should let Pascal go, sit in his slipstream, given how important straight line speed is around this track, and given that I have a damaged car, it's smarter for me to let Pascal go, sit in his slipstream, and just let him drag me along into a position where we could both attack Vettel. Who knows? Because he is slower than Pascal at the moment. He's definitely catching him at a vast rate of knots. But lap 7, I've decided that enough's enough. Time to come in for a new set of super soft tyres, and that is literally one of the wildest entries into the pit lane that you'll ever see. So I believe I'm one of the first people in the race to stop onto super soft tyres. We're going to have a slow first pit stop here with the front wing change. So I don't imagine that we're going to emerge in the lead once everyone makes their stops, but hopefully we're still fairly close. This front wing change went on for an absolute age there. 10.1 second pit stop. That's not what you need. It is definitely not what you need when you're battling for the lead of this race. So unfortunate that we lost the chunk of the front wing there with the incident with Ricciardo. It really has put us on the back foot here for the rest of this race. Meanwhile, we carry on. You can see we're making huge inroads on the back markers here. We fly past them like they're standing still in rich revs. The DRS, the cars in front of us as well are squabbling, which only opens up more opportunities. We have a look up the inside, decide to be patient and wait for the slipstream, the DRS as well. When you get the slipstream and when you get the DRS, in the first straight, you get it automatically again for the second straight. So we utilize that to good effect, and we get up the inside of Esteban Gutierrez there, move ourselves closer towards the top 10 crucially. A lot of cars still haven't stopped yet. They'll be running a long way into this race, around lap 14-ish, before they actually make their first stop onto medium tyres. So at the moment we're going okay, considering what has gone on at the moment. We're on the outside of Fernando Alonso there. That was really playing Russian roulette there with our front wing. This is Esteban Gutierrez, by the way. He's lost his front left tyre. He was trying to come into the pits there, but there was a car on his inside on the left-hand side, and he's out of this race. No safety car for that, even though he was recovered on the start-finish straight there. Completely dangerous position. We carry on with our race here. This is Max Verstappen, who's already made his stop onto the medium tyres, and he gets past us because he's got fresher tyres. Our second stint here is coming to an end very, very soon, as you can see with the rear tyre wear. Really difficult to minimise the wheel spin and just look after your rear tyres. I remember Red Bull in real life having issues with the traction in this race. But once again, we fly past Verstappen on the straight, and it aids us again in getting a fastest lap. So whenever you can get slipstream of a car that's around a second in front of you, you can absolutely make up that gap, especially in a car like mine, and go on to set fastest laps. It's absolutely amazing. But it's time now to come into the pits. Fun's over. We're going to go onto the soft compound tyres and run to the end of this race now. And this second stop here is going to be crucial. We're going to rejoin at the back end of the top 10 here, but we really need to make inroads on the top 10 here. We haven't had a safety car like I was really hoping for. I really set up my race and the strategy and everything, almost planning like a safety car was going to come out at this circuit. I thought, for sure that turn 8 would have claimed a few victims there. I had a look at the fuel there, zoomed in to show you guys that we're minus 1.52 laps down on fuel. I started this race very, very low on fuel as well, almost accounting for a safety car at some point. We get a virtual safety car after Sergio Perez, I believe, had an engine failure. Not too sure on that one, but that definitely aided in the recovery of the fuel in the dying laps of this race. Really trying to chase down Valtteri Bottas, who was 3 seconds up the road, but unfortunately, by the time we actually got our fuel under control, it was too late. It was too late to mount any challenge against Bottas or P5 in this race. Pascal Wehrlein, out of nowhere, has won the European Grand Prix. He comes across the line, and he's a happy man. It's another victory for the Manor Racing team. And, wow, what a day. He smashed past Vettel. I definitely helped him in that race. And, again, it's another case of letting my teammate go through. He goes on to win the race. For us, it's P6. Not really our day, to be fair, but I'll take the points.
A great win, then, for the Manor team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Here they are now, the drivers are on their way out after that spectacular race. You know, there's a lot of love for this team in the paddock and all over the world. What a victory here from Manor.
Awesome to see that Pascal went on to win that race. If anything, I'm glad I did let him go through in the end to go and catch Vettel. He took points off of Vettel. Pascal at the moment really isn't the contention to win the championship. So yeah, he's definitely taken points away from Sebastian Vettel and the likes of those around him. It's 6th place for us today. Like I said, wasn't really our day. You know, we were hanging on in the fight there with Pascal. We lost DRS. Then I made my first pit stop. We still lead the championship, by the way, by 15 points. So, yeah, just did my best to really recover what was a bit of a messy Grand Prix after we lost our front wing partially up against Daniel Ricciardo, and then really heavy fuel saving was made for the second half of that race, really just trying to get my race back in order. Unfortunately, no safety car as well. The really long front wing change as well didn't help with things. But yeah, we managed to have a really good race there. Smash past a few cars with that straight line speed. That is so encouraging. When you've got the likes of Spa, Monza, Brazil, like at the back end of this season, we are definitely going to be a threat with the like ever-going development that is going to be happening to this car. We've got the final round of upgrades going to be applied to this car, and like I said, we're going to be a serious championship threat this season. Once we get that final downforce upgrade on, once we still have one more engine upgrade to put on the car, and then the car will be pretty much maxed out in terms of straight line performance. The only other thing we've got to do apart from that is reduce the drag and also increase the fuel efficiency, and then we'll have a fully, a fully upgraded car. Our potential will be at its peak, and then it's just up to us to go ahead and win this championship if we can. So Red Bull lead at the moment in terms of the vehicle performance comparison. Ferrari still in second. I'm almost adamant that Mercedes have done maybe 1 or 2 upgrades tops in the entirety of this career mode series. So once they do start to put some upgrades on, they might be a dark horse in this championship. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's been this race for today. The next race will be in Spielberg in Austria. Another slightly power track, which might favour towards our car. So it's going to be interesting once again to see what happens with this title fight here in Season 2. Thank you so much for watching. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.